She knows just about everything there is to know about the Liberty Quarry. So if you want any information and you want to help her effort, and she can explain that to you if you visit with her, if you want to help her effort, please see her. She's outside. She's just a world of knowledge on this Liberty Quarry issue. So we're going to turn the microphone over to Gary Binder, and he's going to introduce our guest. And again, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Okay, hello everybody. Just want to mention this is sponsored by California Avocado Commission, the California Avocado Society, and UC Cooperative Extension, who I work for. Jonathan Crane is over here. He's one of our tropical fruit specialists from Florida. He'll be speaking tomorrow at the Farm Bureau in Escondido on lychees. And maybe a little bit on longanic carabolas too, right? So if you're into tropical fruit or want to figure out how to get these tropical fruit to actually fruit, I'd especially like to know how to get lychees to fruit. So he's gonna solve all those problems for us. So he'll be at 9 o'clock to about 11 o'clock tomorrow at the Farm Bureau in Escondido. Okay, starting off today, we have Dr. Keith Escalin. If you can find his talk on his laptop here, so he'll be here in just a second. He's our extension plant pathologist from UC Riverside. We'll get it? Not yet, so okay. We'll continue when things start working.
Could you tell us more about lychees? Could it be an industry?
Could it be an industry? You know, we've had in the past, I know people have tried, and we had a guy up in Duluth that had a couple of acres, and he, the trees looked pretty good, didn't fruit. And so he put more fertilizer on them, and they still looked pretty good, and they still didn't fruit. So he kept putting more and more fertilizer on them. And then went to Hawaii and found out that the fertilizer, the nitrogen content's got to be really low in the trees. And Australians did some work, and they said it's got to be about, I'm sitting it's got to be about 1.6% in the leaves before they go into flower. So that's what the Hawaiians say. And so according to them, the concept is you don't fertilize until after they set, and then start adding a little fertilizer as they go along. I don't know if Jonathan can do that or not. So could it be a good crop here? We've got a lot of people who really enjoy these tropical fruits, and we've got there's such a huge market here, local market, farmers markets, and you can't find those. And carabolas is another one I think would be a real good fruit. Yes.
You know about the old rooster tree in
yes. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Where is it? Did it die or what happened? Because I
Still,
thought Chinese used to come down from LA.
Yeah.
To get fresh every year.
Well, from what I heard, there's a giant tree down in El Cajon that only sets fruit every 5 years. That's what they told me. We have an interesting one in Fallbrook. They're setting fruit. It's a weird thing. They set fruit on one side of the tree this year, and on the other side of the tree the next year. They go back and forth and back and forth. And they're growing, all the foliage is all the way down to the ground. So I crawled over the tree and found out they actually have 2 trees planted side by side. And it looks like one's pollinating the other one or something. But so I think there's a lot of things we don't know about this.
Thank you very much for coming. Our seminar, the title, the current status of laurel leaf disease and rat-bay ambrosia pea. I would like to welcome to our guest. Came all the way from Florida. They are the worldwide known scientists who work on this problem that we don't have. Our first speaker is Dr. Randy Platts. He's plant pathologist like myself, and he is working on the epidemiology and management of the laurel leaf disease. So I would like to invite him and then give his talk.
Can you hear me? Yeah, so I and Jorge and Jonathan are all from the same research station. We're actually posted south of Miami, very into the peninsula. And the reason we're working on this disease is that most of the commercial avocado production in Florida is centered around our research station. About 98% of the commercial avocados in Florida are found in southern Miami-Dade County. So, and it's the most important subtropical tropical fruit in northern. So we're very concerned about this problem. All three of us were here in 2009 in this very room talking about this problem. And in the 2 years since, we've learned a lot about this disease. And unfortunately, as you'll see in our talks, everything we learn from our experiments, we also find that it raises more questions. There's a lot of really unknown, weird things about this disease that we could have never predicted. So anyways, without further ado, what I'm going to do in my talk today, since I'm the first guy up, is I'm going to give some introductory information so these guys don't have to give it again. It's going to be some historical information, how we became aware of this problem, and how the problem has developed in the southeastern U.S. in the last decade, actually less than a decade. I'll then go in to talk about my research as a plant pathologist. In May 2002, there's a maritime port, a seaport out of Savannah, Georgia, Port Wentworth. And APHIS, the quarantine people in the U.S., they have traps set up in these maritime ports with the idea that they'd be able to detect new incursions of foreign insects. In May 2002, they detected an ambrosia beetle from Southeast Asia that had not been seen before in the U.S. This was a new record for the Western Hemisphere. And Xyloborus glabradus is the name of it. The red bay ambrosia beetle is common name. And didn't think much of it at the time. The ideas that came in on packing materials, and usually these ambrosia beetles are not much of a problem. It's a very small insect. You see here the Abraham Lincoln penny here. The female here is about as big as it is. So very, very tiny, conspicuous insect. Shortly after that, in about 2004, red bay trees began dying in the area. Red bay is a close relative of avocado, the same genus, Persea borbonia. And red bay, Persea borbonia, is very widespread in the southeastern U.S. And what they noticed, first of all, on Hilton Head Island and then in areas around Savannah, were red bay trees began dying. And it wasn't clear what was going on. They thought it was perhaps drought or saltwater intrusion. Really didn't know what was going on. Shortly after that, they engaged a forest pathologist at the U.S. Navy Forest Service in Athens, Georgia, to come look at these trees. And Steve Frederick is that guy's name, and he noticed very quickly that if you took the bark off these trees, very conspicuous discoloration of the vascular system, the sapwood of these trees. In a healthy tree, healthy red bay tree, that would be a kind of cream color or white, and in these trees that were dying were these grayish, reddish-brown streaks. So he recognized it as a blue disease, and there was some discussion about what to call the disease, but it's called laurel. And shortly after he looked at it, he recovered from those trees then a new fungus, Raphilia species. It's an ascomycete fungus. It was confirmed as the causal agent. What it did is it took those cultures of that fungus and put them back in the red bay trees and was able to caused those symptoms. So he